Hello everyone. I want to start this video by saying I am not as well as speaking the etymologies of words as maybe Sis Shananaya. When I study, I see these things for myself. And then when I do videos, it is putting things, speaking His Word with understanding from my studies of the words. But I haven't tried to really make, like as Shananaya does, videos that shows these things. But, so maybe she can even add to this. I want to talk a little bit about hypocrites. And, what is a hypocrite? I think they have a sense of the, a sense of the word that we use. Most people see it as like a preacher who's up there, which it is true, but they're not seeing the fullness of what it is to be a hypocrite. They see a preacher that's teaching against drinking or doing these things, and then he's caught in the same act of doing these things. And that is a hypocrite, because it was never in him what he would, but it's more because it was never in him to begin with. Hopefully this will come out right. It's not so much the act that he did it. Himself, but that what he was speaking was contrary to himself. He's an actor. He never had it in him. Actor under an assumed name or character. Actor on a stage. There is a difference between, how we see it and the true meaning. But either way, how do you say that? I see it in my mind. We see him being a hypocrite because he done that thing. But it's actually because it was never in him to not do it. He spoke things that wasn't in him. He was acting. It was all an act. It's cleaning the outside of the cup, while the inside is filthy. And the inside does not agree with what you're showing on the outside. It's all an act. There's in a sense, that's what everyone, and including myself, has done that. Although I never conformed to the church. And, what man had told me I should be, I did not act like something that I was not. When I went without understanding, I was alone, and I just went day by day through my life. I did not try to proclaim things. I did not try to appear to be something that I was not, or that I did not know. In a sense, I did the opposite thing. Because what I did know, when man told me it was wrong, I hid those things inside myself. I did not let what was inside me show. So in a sense, I was a hypocrite. I acted as the world, and that did not, even though I had that faith in me. When I heard that word, that love that I had in me, I did not show it. I did not, how do you say? I guess I, in a sense, conformed to the world. I hid his word away in me because the man told me it was wrong. The man told me I had, actually, the players that did not have it, told me I didn't have it. And I know that I had it even then. And I know this was all a part of the Father's plan. I don't understand myself, but it's not about myself. It's about where the Father has brought me. And that's the whole point. The hypocrites will make you believe it's about yourself, what you can do. And the point is, you cannot do it. You cannot clean the inside of the plate. Only the Spirit can clean the inside. And that's what, from these hypocrites teaching what was never in them, they've taught their learners to do the same thing. It's the appearance of man. It's making yourself appear approved before man, while your inside is in darkness and lost, and you have all these questions, and you're afraid to ask, but you keep learning from the man that doesn't have it in him. What does this say here? Hypocrite. Hypocrites are like actors pretending to be what they are not, saying things they do not mean, acting out parts to which they have only momentary, if any, allegiance. So it would bring us to hypocrisy, and then you have hupo, which is under or by, and then krenen, however you say that, separate. So, and maybe, like I said, Shannon, she's better at this etymology, if that's what you call it. I see as I study, like I said, but separate. You're speaking separately. See, these hypocrites, then and now, they speak separately. They speak not what is not in them, and they speak evil of things they do not know because they do not have it in them. They're playing a part on a stage. And everyone who will not allow the Spirit and allow the Father's working, you are playing a part. And how many times are we warned of the hypocrites? Who are the hypocrites? The writers, the scribes. How many times did Jesus say and warn of the hypocrites, scribes and Pharisees? These words were spoken so that you could learn, so that you could know. It was for you. And then that takes where there's more to say on that, and I really didn't want to get into this one, but, the only unforgivable sin. And in part, how I see that, how I saw this months ago, and I want to go back and look more to it. And this is like a year ago when I, kind of, but I know there's probably more, but I want to look at it. But it is unforgivable, only because you have to know these things. You have to have a relationship with the Father. If you're just play acting, it's an act, it's not real. It's not going to do anything for you. It's not making a relationship with the Father. It takes the Spirit to cleanse the inside, to make you acceptable. The flesh can't do it. Our own works can't do it. It takes the Spirit. That's why it's unforgivable, because you won't receive the forgiveness. And I know there's more to say on that, but and also you have, all who worship the Father must worship Him in spirit and in truth. If you are acting, it is not truly in you. If it's all an act, then your forgiveness is not true. It has to be true. It has to be in spirit. And you can't do it yourself. And that's what's and another form of, I guess, hypocrisy, what you could say, is people coming against myself and others who the Father is using to speak His word. And they're speaking against what we're saying. They are speaking falsely against the Spirit. They are speaking hypocrisy. Just as it was written. Because they was only actors, they did not know. They do not know today. Had they been genuine, they would know His word. And they would not speak against it. But I know the Father has the plan, and I don't understand all things. I know that the truth will go through the earth. And this gospel shall be preached in the earth. Not the many different versions, the one gospel, the one testimony. So don't let another man steal your glory, the glory that awaits you when you come to know the Father. It's not about the hypocrites. Each of us must do this. Each of us have to take this walk ourselves. Do not try to appear to man to be. Do not worry about what man appears to be. Father does not... The point was our flesh is imperfect. That's why He gave the Spirit. And it's when the Spirit works inside, when His word takes effect in you, that's the cleansing. And then that starts showing on the outside, because your will becomes His will. You're learning of your Father that loves you, and that wants to know you and is waiting for you. It is by lies and falsehood and hypocrites that the word has been stolen from your heart. Don't trust man. Don't trust me. Trust his word. Trust the Father. If you can do that. Men are wrong. And the only way you're going to know is if you go to the Father. If you allow the Spirit. If you seek diligently right here and ask the Father to work. You don't have to know everything, because what happens when he begins to work, then you will come to know. So much I know, there's more to say. Remember, it was the same hypocrites that crucified Jesus. It was the same ones that thought they knew that clean the outside of the plate. It's his own words that tell you this. Don't let them do that anymore. Because every time, I take it like that, every time they come against his word, it's like they're crucifying him all over again. It's the same thing as it's a counterfeit. The counterfeit spirit, the counterfeit. They are appearing to be what they are not. We do not claim that we are anything. It's what the Father is and what the Father has done. It was his will. It's his purpose. For God so loved the world that he gave this word to you. He gave his Son to you, that you might have life. And that life is in his word, not in man's. And you can know that. Believe the testimony. And what you don't understand, ask the Father to show you. And when you start to build a relationship, you will understand that you can ask. You don't receive because you ask not. And hypocrites can't receive. Actors can't receive. Only those who understand and know can receive. There is much to know, much to learn. For every false understanding of man, there is a treasure trove of understanding the Father's word. And you will understand. And you will know him. And he will clean you from the inside out. And then you will speak these same words, because there's only one testimony. So, I hope something came out right. Much love to you all. Father bless you.